simplify the following algebraic expressions, right? 2 into 3a. Hari, මේ මොකද්ද මේ? 6a. So 4 times 2x, that is what? 8x. Positive into negative, that is negative. So 3 times 2x, that is 6x. Negative into positive, that is negative. Right? Now we have part D. So both of these values are positive, right? So 2 times 3, that is 6xy. Right? So again, we have a positive value and a negative value. So 3a into 5b. Right? So මෙතන now negative 15ab. I negative one, positive into negative. Right? Right? So 2m times 4n, that is what? 8mn. Negative into positive, that is negative. So this is a negative, this is a negative. 4p into 2q, we know that is what? 8pq. Negative into negative, that's a positive value. Right? So here, අපි මේක පොඩ්ඩක් expand කරලා ගමු. So 3x, this is what? 3 times x. 5x, this is what? 5 times x. දැන් මේ දෙන්නගේ multiplication එකක් තියෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් අපිට මේ තියෙන එක අපිට මෙහෙම ලියන්න පුළුවන්. 3 times x. 5 times x. Then 3 times 5, that is what? 15. X times x, that is what? X squared. හරි? හැමලම මතක තියාගන්න x multiplied by x, we get what? X squared. දැන් මේක සමහරක් ළමයි තේරුම් ගන්න තියෙනවා 2x කියලා. That is wrong. මේක වැරදි. Right? X plus x, that is 2x. හරි? එතකොට x වලින් multiply වුණාම මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? x squared. x වල වර්ගය. Right? එතකොට මෙතන මොකද්ද answer එක? 15x squared. හරි. දැන් මෙතන කලින් වගේම තමයි. So we have a negative one and a positive one. Symbol එකක් නැහැ. That means what? This is positive. Right? So 5a into 3a, that is what? 15a squared. A squared do a times a no. Negative into positive, negative. Right. Expand the following algebraic expressions. So what do we do? The මේ ඔයාලා දන්නවා කරන්න, right? මේ දෙකෙන් මේ වරහන් ඇතුලේ ඉන්න දෙන්න multiply කරනවා. Right? So here we get what? 2x. හරි මම මේක පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනම කරන්නම්. දැන් මෙතන 2 into x. ඉස්සලාම නිකන් value එක ගන්න. 2 into x. We know that is what? 2x. But this is a positive value. This is also a positive value. Positive into positive, we know the answer is positive. එතකොට මෙයා ධන value එක, positive value එක. හරි? ඊළඟට the next part. 2 into 1, we know that is 2. Positive into positive, we know the answer is positive. හරි? එතකොට මෙතන ධන එක ලිව්වත් එකයි නැත්ත් එකයි. So this is the answer. ඊළඟට part B. So in part B we have b plus 3. Right? එතකොට මෙන්න මේ වගේ multiplication එක කරන්න ඕන. Right? So 3 times b, we know that is 3b. Positive into positive, that is positive. එක ලිව්වත් එකයි නැත්ත් එකයි. 3 times 3, that is 9. Positive into positive, that is positive. 4y minus 2. එතකොට මේ හතරේ මොකද කරන්නේ? මේ දෙන්න වරහන් ඇතුළේ ඉන්න දෙන්න multiply කරන්න ඕනේ. හරි. අපි මේක ගමු. 4 into y, we know that is 4y. Positive into positive, the symbol is positive. ඊළඟට 4 into 2, we know that is 8. Positive into negative, that is negative. හරි? එතකොට මෙතන මොකක්ද උත්තරේ වෙන්නේ? 4y minus 8. Right. හරි අපි මේකත් බලමු. So මේ negative 3 වලින්, this is a negative 3, huh? We have to multiply both a and positive 2. හරි? දෙන්නම multiply කරන්න ඕන. හරි? දෙන්නම multiply කරන්න ඕන. එතකොට බලන්න 3 into a, we know that is 3a, but this is negative, this is positive, so here we get negative 3a. Right? 3 into 2, we know that is 6. This is negative, this is positive, so this is also negative. හරි. එතකොට මෙතන තියෙන්නේ මොකක්ද එතකොට? negative 3a negative 6. Negative 3a negative. So 2 times x that is 2x. Negative plus negative times positive that is negative. 2 times 2 that is 4. Negative times negative that is positive. Right? So we must multiply the 2x and the 3 using x. So here x times 2x that is what? 2x square, and also that's a positive value. Why? Positive x, positive 2x. X times 3 that is what? 3x, positive into positive, that is also positive. So this is the answer. Right? So just as before, we have to use 2y and multiply whatever's inside the bracket, right? So 2y times y, that is what? 2y square. So this is a positive value, positive into positive. 2y times 1, that is what? 2y, positive into positive, that is also positive. Right, so here we have h, right? So 2x times 4x, that's what? 8x squared, negative into positive, that is negative. 2x times x, that is what? 2x, negative into positive, that is negative. So we have what? Negative 8x squared, negative 2x. Okay? 3b times a, that is what? 3ab, negative into positive, that is negative. 3b times b, that is what? 3b squared, negative into negative, that is positive. So this is part A, right? So we have to simplify the brackets. වරහන් ටිකේ වත් කරන්න ඕන. කලින් කතන්දරෙම තමයි. So here we have what? X squared, positive into positive, that is positive. X times 2, that is 2x, positive into positive, that is positive. Right? So 2 times x, that is what? 2x. Positive into positive, that is positive. 2 times 2, that is 4. Positive into positive, that is positive. Now, බලන්න මෙන්න මෙයාලා. Like terms, right? So x squared plus 4x plus 4. Hi. මෙන්න මේක තමයි multiply වෙන්නේ. Y into y, we know that is y squared. Positive into positive, that is positive. Y into 3, that is 3y. Positive into positive, that is positive. 3 into y, that is 3y. Positive into positive, that is again positive. 3 into 2, that is 6. Positive into negative, that is negative. Now we have what? Like terms. So y squared plus 6y minus 6. So that is the answer. Okay. So here x into x, we get x squared. Positive into positive, that is positive. X into 1, that is x. Positive into positive, that is positive. 3 into x, that is 3x. Negative into positive, that is negative. 3 into 1, that is 3. Negative into negative, that is positive. So we get x squared negative 2x plus 3. So here we get what? M squared. M times 3n, that is 3mn. Positive into negative, that is negative. N times n. N times m, that is nm. Negative into positive, that is again negative. N times 3n, that is 3n squared. Negative into negative, that is positive. Right. එතකොට මේ mn, right? This is mn. මම මෙතන ලියලා nm කියලා, right? nm and mn, those are same things. ඒවා දන්නේ නැතිනේ. මම මේක ඔයාලට පැටලෙන හන්ද මම මේක ලියන්න mn කියලා. මෙතන මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? m squared negative 4mn plus 3n square into x plus 8. So x into x, we know that is x squared. Positive into positive, that is positive. එක ලිව්වත් එකයි නැතත් එකයි. X into 8, that is 8x. Positive into positive, we know that is positive. 5 into x, we know that is 5x. Positive into positive, that is positive 5x. 5 into 8, that is 40. Positive into positive, that is 40. So here we have what? X squared. 8 plus 5, that is 13x plus 40. So just as before, we have to do the multiplication. So 7 into 3, 7 into a into 3, a into a. right? So 7 into 3, that is 21, positive into positive, that is positive. 7 into a, that is 7a, positive into positive, that is positive 7a. A into 3, that is 3a, positive into positive, that is positive 3a. A into a, that is a squared, positive into positive, that is positive a squared. Now මෙන්න තියෙන like terms. එතකොට මොකද්ද මේක වෙන්නේ? 21 plus 10a plus a squared. අපිට ඕන නම් වලට මතක ඇතිනේ. අපිට ඕන නම් මේක මේ විදිහට හදන්නත් පුළුවන් නේ. a squared plus 10a plus 21. මතක ඇතිනේ මේවා. So we have what? X minus 5, x plus 8, right? So x into x, we know that is x squared, positive into positive, that is positive. X into 8, we know that is 8x, positive into positive, we know that is positive. 5 into x, that is 5x, negative into positive, that is negative. 5 into 8, that is 40, negative into positive, that is negative. Right, so here are the like terms. So x squared plus 3x minus 40. X into x, that is x squared. X into 8, that is 8x. Positive into negative, that is negative. 5 into x, that is 5x. Positive into positive, that is positive. 5 into 8, that is 40. Positive into negative, that is negative. So here we have what? Like terms. X squared, negative 3x, right? Negative 40. Total, 2 times n, sorry, 2 times 3, that is 6. Positive into positive, that is positive. Right? So 2 times m, that is 2m. Positive into negative, that is negative 2m. M times 3, that is 3m. Positive into positive, that is positive. M times m, that is m squared. So here we have 2 like terms. So 6 plus m, negative m squared. Right? So x into x, that is x squared. X into 8, that is 8x. So positive into negative, that is negative. 5 into x, that is 5x. Negative into positive, that is negative. 5 into 8, that is 40. Positive into positive, that is positive 40. So here we have like terms. So x squared, negative 13x, positive 40. Exercise 4.1, question number 1. Expand and simplify the following binomial expressions. Right? So part A. So just as before, x into x, then x again into 2. 2 into x, 2 into 2. Right? So x into x, that is x squared. X into 2, that is 2x. Right? So x into x, x squared, that is positive. X into 2, that is 2x, that is also positive. 2 into x, that is 2x. Positive into positive, that is positive. 2 into 2, that is 4. That's a positive 4. Now we have 2 like terms. So x squared plus 4x plus 4. 14. Right? So x into x, we have x. Sorry, x into x, then we have x into negative 3. Then negative 3 into x. Again negative 3 into negative 3. Hurry. X into x, we get what? X into x, we get x squared. Positive into positive, that is positive. X into 3, that is 3x. Positive into negative, that is negative 3x. 3 into x, again that is 3x. Negative into positive, that is negative. 3 into 3, that is 9. Negative into negative, that is positive. Now we have 2 like terms. So x squared, negative 6x plus 9. So 2x times x, that is 2x squared. 2x times 2, that is 4x. Positive into positive, that is positive. Here also positive. 2 into x, that is 2x squared. Positive into positive, positive. 3 into x, that is 3x. Positive 3x. 3 into 2, that is 6. Positive 6. So here we have 2 like terms. So 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. Right. 2p times p, we have what? 2p times p, we have 2p square. Positive into positive, we have positive. 2p times 3, that is 6p, negative 6p. 5 into p, that is 5p, negative 5p. 5 into 3, that is 15. So here we have positive 15. So these are what like terms. 2p squared negative 11p plus 15. So here we get what? 9x squared. So that is positive. Then we have 3x. That is also positive. Here we have 3x, but that's a negative. Negative into positive. Here we have what? 1 times 1, that is 1. Negative into positive, that is negative. So we can cancel out the positive 3x to negative 3x. So here the answer is 9x squared minus 1. 2x times 3x times 2x, that is 6x squared, and that is also negative. 3x times 3y, that is 9xy. Negative into negative, that is positive. So here we have positive 4x, right? 2x times 2x, that is 4x. Positive into positive, that is also positive. 2 into 3y, that is 6y. Positive into negative, that is negative. Right. So that is it. Right? 2a times 3a, that is 6a square. Positive into positive, that is positive. Right? 2a times 2b, that is 4ab. Positive into positive, that is positive. A into 3a, that is 3ab. Positive into positive, that is positive. B into 2b, that is 2b square, that is also positive. Right, so here we have two like terms. So 6a squared plus 7ab plus 2b squared. So that is the answer. This is G, part 1. Question number 1, part G. 3x into 4x, that is 12x squared. Positive into positive, that is positive. 3x into 3y, that is 9xy. Positive into positive, that is positive. 5y, 4x, that is 20xy. So here we have a negative. 5y, 3y, we have 15y squared. Also that is what? Negative. Now then මෙතන අපිට like terms දෙකක් තියෙනවා. 12x squared negative 11xy negative 15y squared. Right? So 3p into 3p we have what? 9p squared. So that is negative. 3p into 2q, that is 6pq. That is positive. 4q into 3p, that is 12pq. That is also positive. 4q into 2q, that is 8q squared. That is negative. Alright? Now, like terms. So negative 9p squared plus 18pq minus 8q squared. Right. So negative 21k squared. 7k into 4l, that is 28kl negative. 5l times 3k, that is 15kl, that is also negative. Negative into negative, negative. 5l times 4l, that is 20l squared. Negative into positive, that is negative. So those are like terms. So negative 21k squared minus 28 plus 15. 20 plus 10, that is 30. 30 plus what? So this will be what? 43kl minus 20l square. So that is the answer. Right? So what? 16m squared. So that is positive. Then we have 12mn. That is negative. Again we have 12mn. That is also negative. Then we have 9n squared. That is positive. So here we have what? Like terms. So 16m squared negative 24mn plus 9n squared. Right? So here we have what? 25x squared. Then 5 times 2, that is 10xy. Negative 10xy. Again we have negative 10xy. Then 4y squared. So here these two are what? Like terms. So 25x squared negative 20xy plus 4y squared. So that is the answer. Right? So we write this half x as what? එහෙම ලියාගත්තාම ලේසි. එහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. ඒක හන්ද මම මේක මේ විදිහට ලියාගන්නවා. So for B it is much clearer. Right. So here what do we have to do? Half of x into 2x. Now ලියාගෙන කරන්න. Half of x into 2x. Don't worry about the sign. Right? First of all, take the number part. ඉලක්කම් කොටස. Then think about the sign. Whether it is positive or negative. Right? So half of x into 2. So we can cancel out the 2. So here we get what? X squared. Positive into positive, that is also positive. එහෙනම් මෙතන අපිට ලියන්න පුළුවන් positive x squared. Right. ඊළඟට half of x into 3y. එතකොට මොකද මෙතන එන්නේ? 3xy divided by 2. So that is also positive. අයි මේ දෙන්නම positive. Right? So positive 3xy divided by 2 plus y into 2x, that is 2xy. Positive into positive, that is positive. ඊළඟට තියෙනවා 3y squared. Three by 2 to that add 2. ඔන්න ඔයගේ කතන්දරයක් තියෙන්නේ. Right. 3xy by 2 plus 2xy. So put 1 as the denominator here. So between 2 and 1, what is the common denominator? Least common denominator, we have to find the least common multiple. So that is 2. එතකොට මෙයාගේ මේක 2 කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. හැබැයි මෙයා මේක 2 කරන්න ඕන. Right? So multiply the denominator by 2, multiply the numerator by 2 as well. Right? එතකොට මම මේක මෙතන ලියන්නම්. එතකොට මෙතන එනවා 4xy divided by 2. Right? So 3xy divided by 2 plus 4xy divided by 2. දැන් මොකද කරන්නේ? මේ දෙන එකතු කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. Right. So here x squared plus 7xy divided by 2 plus 3y squared. So that is the answer. So here in the previous question we had only one algebraic fraction this side, as I remember. හරි පැති දෙකේම තිබ්බේ නැහැ, එක පැත්තක තිබ්බා. Now both sides we have what? All terms are algebraic fractions, right? So p by 3 into 2p by 3. එතකොට මෙතන මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? 2p squared by 9. So here we have what? 2p squared by 9. හරි? ඒ මෙයාගේ. ඊළඟ මෙයාගෙනුත් වෙන්න ඕනනේ. So the symbol is what? Positive into positive, that is positive. ඊළඟ මෙයාගේ. p by 3 into 3q by 4. So we can cancel out the 3. එතකොට මෙතනින් මොකක්ද එන්නේ? pq by 4. And we have to consider the symbol. So this is positive, this is negative. So this is also negative. Negative pq by 4. ඊළඟ මෙයාගෙන්. So q by 2 into 2p by 3. So we can cancel out the 2. So pq divided by 3. That is positive into positive. pq by 3. So that is positive into positive. That is also positive. Right. Then we have what? q by 2 into 3q by 4. So මෙතන ඉන්නේ මොකද්ද? 3q squared into 4 times 2, that is 8. But positive into negative, that is negative. So we have 3q squared by 8. දැන් බලන්න මෙතන like terms වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? මෙන්න මෙහාලා. මෙන්න මේ දෙන්න. ඒ දෙක නිකන් හරියට මොනවා වගේද? බලන්න මේ pq. This is like just like what? Negative quarter, to that we have to add a third. මෙන්න මේ වගේ කතන්දරයක් තමයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. Numerator එකට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන මොනවද? Algebraic terms. හරි එහෙනම් අපි වැඩේ කරගෙන යමු. එතකොට අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම pq by 4, so that is negative. Positive pq by 3. එතකොට මේ දෙක ගත්තොත් least common multiple එක වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? 12, right? So pq by 4, we have to multiply the numerator by 3 and the denominator by 3. So 3pq by 12. So negative 3pq by 12 plus pq by 3 into 4. 4pq by 12. 4pq by 12. හරි. දැන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? This is negative 3pq. This is positive 4pq. එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? 2p squared by 9 positive pq by 12 minus 3q squared by 8. This is the answer. So 3x into 5a, 3x into 3b, right? So here we get what? 15ax. ඊළඟට 9xb. So that is positive. ඊළඟට මෙතන මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? 20ay, that is also positive. ඊළඟට මෙතන මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? 12by, that is also positive. So if we take a look at the four terms, right? So there are no like terms. මේක තමයි answer එක වෙන්නේ. So this is the answer. Right, so that is the end of question 1, exercise 4.1. Right, exercise 4.1, question number 2. If the length of a rectangular shaped field is within brackets 2a plus 7 meters and the breadth is within brackets 2a minus 3 meters, determine the area of the field in terms of a. Right, so first of all, right, so we know in a rectangle, how do we find the area? In a rectangle, what do? We multiply the length by breadth. So we do the same thing, right? So area, that is equal to what? 2a plus 7 into 2a minus 3, right? So 2a into 2a, right? Then 2a into negative 3. 7 into 2a, 7 into negative 3. Right. So 2a into 2a, that is 4a squared. Positive into positive, that is positive. Then 2a into 3, that is 6a. Positive into negative, that is negative. 7 into 2, that is 14a. Positive into positive, that is positive. 7 into 3, that is 21. Positive into negative, that is negative. Right. So these are what? These are like terms, right? So 4a squared. So here, what is the simplification? Positive 8a minus 21. So that is the answer. And the answer should be in square meters, because the length that has been given to us in meters and also the breadth. Okay, question number 3. Pumi made a square shaped flower bed. Hari. Pumi හැදුවලු සමචතුරස්‍රයක් shape එක සමචතුරස්‍රයක් වෙලා තියෙන flower bed එකක්. So this is Pumi's flower bed, right? Her sister made a rectangular flower bed. එයාගේ sister rectangular flower bed එකක් හැදුවලු. So opposite sides are equal in length. හරි. Right. The length of the sister's bed was 3 meters more than of Pumi's. Hari. So here we will take the length of Pumi's flower bed as simple a meters. එහෙනම් sister ගේ flower bed එක කොච්චරක් වෙන්න ඕනද? a minus 3. Sorry, a plus 3 meters. Okay, width was 2 meters less than Pumi's. Right. එහෙනම් this should be what? a minus 2. That is also in meters. Taking the length of one side of Pumi's bed as x. Right. මේක x කියලා ගන්න කියලා තියෙනවා. So this is x, x, and this is also x. Right, sorry, මේක x කියලා ගන්න කියලා තියෙනවා. Write the length and width of the sister's bed in terms of x and then express its area in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So we have to take these two measurements, right? We have to find the area. So how do we find the area? Area is what? Area. So that is equal to, just as before, x plus 3 into x minus 2. Okay? So here, x into x, x into negative 2, plus 3 into x, plus 3 into negative 2. Right? So x into x, that is x squared. X into 2, that is 2x. Right? Positive times negative, that is negative. 3 into x, that is 3x. Positive into positive, that is positive. 3 into 2, that is 6. Positive into negative, that is negative. Right. Now, these are the like terms. So, x squared plus x minus 6. So that is the answer. They have been given to us to arrange this into what? Into this form, ax squared plus bx plus c. So actually this answer is in this form, right? So this is ax squared, right? Then this is bx plus c, right? So මේ විදිහට තමයි අපිට හම්බෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මේක answer එක square meters වලින් එන්නේ. Why? The dimensions are given to us in what? Meters. Right. Exercise 4.1, question number 4. A child bought A mandarins which were priced at X rupees each. Right? So the child bought what? A mandarins. We don't know the amount. කීයක් ගත්තද කියන්න දන්නේ නැහැ. Right? හැබැයි ආයෙක අරන් තියෙන්නේ එකක් X ගානේ. Per. So these are what? Mandarins. Huh? So I'm just going to put a capital M there. Right. He then decides to buy 3 times that number of apples. දැන් මේ තියෙන ගත්ත ප්‍රමාණය අපි දන්නේ අපි A කියලා දාගත්තා. හරි? අපිට දීලා තියෙන හැම. ඊට පස්සේ යා මොනවද ගන්න? apples. 3 times. එතකොට ඒක මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? 3A වෙනවා. So these are what? Apples. Right? So price of each apple is what? 2x. May per apple. The price of an apple is twice the price of a mandarin. Write an expression in terms of A and X for the cost of apples. So this is part 1. Cost of apples. So how many apples were there? 3A. What is the price? 2x. What's another? 6AX rupees when owner. 6AX rupees. Right. Part 2. The fruit seller states that if the number of apples that were bought is increased by 5 fruits, he can reduce the price of each apple that is bought by 3 rupees. Accordingly, the child decides to buy 5 more apples. If he does this, write down the number of apples he buys in terms of A. දැන් කොච්චර අරගෙන තියනවද? 3ක් A. එහෙනම් මේකට තව 5ක් එකතු වෙන්න ඕන. 3 plus 5. Part 3. Write down the price of an apple in terms of X. දැන් කොච්චරක්ද? කලින් කොච්චරක් වෙලා තිබුණද? 2x. 5ක් වැඩිපුර ගත්තනේ. එතකොට එකකින් 3ක් අඩු වුණා. So 2x minus 3. Right. So this is rupees. මේක rupees වෙන්න ඕන. හරි? This is rupees. Right. Part 4. Write down the cost of the apples in terms of X. A and X. Cost of apples. How many apples were bought? This amount. Price of each apple is what? 2x minus 3. හරි අපි එක වෙනම හරි අපි එක මෙතන ලියමු. So it will be somewhat neat, right? So 3a plus 5 into 2x minus 3. Expand and simplify the binomial expression in part 4 above, right? 3a plus 5 into 2x minus 3. So 3a into 2x, we know that is 6ax. So that is positive. 3a into negative 3, that is 9a. Positive into negative, that's a negative. 5 into 2x, that is 10x. Positive into positive, that is positive. 5 into 3, that is 15. So that is negative. Right. So we cannot simplify this anymore. So those are the answers for question number 4. And this should be what? Rupees. For each expression in column A, which is a square of binomial expression, select and join the corresponding expansion from column B. So A. So what do we have? First we have to square the first term. So that becomes x squared, right? Then we have to multiply these two. X into 5, that is 5x. Multiply that by 2, that is what? 10x. So that's a positive one. Then square the last term. So that will be what? 25. Okay. The answer for this is what? X squared plus 10x plus 25. Right? එතකොට ඔයාලා ඒකට තමයි මැච් කරගන්න ඕන. When there's a subtraction here, So if we compare these two binomial expressions, here we have an addition, here we have a subtraction. So whenever we have a subtraction, the middle term, that becomes what? It becomes a negative value. So we can square this. So this becomes what? X squared. Then x into 5, that is 5x, multiply that by 2, this becomes 10x. Then positive 25. Right? Then part C, we have what? 2x plus 5, the whole thing square. Right? So the first term we have to square that. So this becomes what? 4x squared. Then we have to multiply these two. 5 into 2x, that is 10x. Multiply again that by what? 2. So this becomes 20x plus 25. Right. So we have to square this term. So this becomes what? 4x squared. Then we have to multiply these two. Right. So it becomes 2xy. Again multiply that by 2. So this becomes what? 4xy plus. Then plus y squared. Then e. Right. So when this term becomes negative, so what do we have to do? These are squares now, so we have to multiply negative 2x by negative 2x. So this becomes what? Positive 4x squared. Then we have to multiply these two. Then this becomes what? Negative 10x. Then multiply again that by 2. So this becomes negative 20x plus 25. So that's the answer. Right. So we have to square the first term, x squared. Then we have to multiply these two. Negative 2xy. Multiply that by 2. 4xy. So that's a negative. Plus 4y squared. So those are the answers. So we have to square this. So this becomes what? 4x squared. So that's a positive one. Then multiply these two. 2xy. Multiply that by 2. This becomes 4xy. So this is negative. Plus y squared. So we have to square this. This becomes 4x squared. Then we have to multiply these two. So 6xy. Then multiply that by 2. 12xy. Plus 9y squared. So බලන්න මෙතන අපිට minus එකක් තියෙනවා අනිවාර්යෙන් term එකක් එනවා එතකොට අපිට negative value එකක් තියෙනවා. So 2x squared, so this becomes what? 4x squared, right? Then when we multiply these two, we get what? 6xy, negative 6xy, multiply that again by 2, negative 12xy, plus 9y squared. So here we have what? 4y squared, that is positive. Huh? Then multiply these two. අපි මේක පොඩ්ඩක් ගමු. 2y into x. So we get what? 2xy. Now negative into negative. So this is positive. So this is what? Positive 2xy. Then again we have to multiply that by 2. So this becomes what? Positive 4xy. Positive x squared. So that's the answer. Right. Question number 2, exercise 4.2. Expand each of the following squares of binomial expressions, right? So we will use the shortcut method. So A, what do we have? X plus 2 square. So first term we have to get the square, x squared, multiply 2 and x. So that becomes what? 2x. Then multiply 2x by 2. So we get what? 4x. So that's what? A positive value. Then plus 4. That's the answer. Now we have part B. So a plus 3 whole thing squared. So a squared, then multiply these two. So we get what? 3a. Multiply that by 2, we get what? 6a. Right? Plus 9. Then C, what do we have? P minus 3 whole thing squared. So P squared, then multiply these two. So here we have p minus 3, right? So definitely when we expand this binomial expression, right, what do we get? A negative value. Right? So this becomes what? Negative 6p. Common negative 6p unit. P into 3. P into 3, that is what? 3p. But p is positive, 3 is negative. So මෙයා negative. ඊට පස්සේ එයා දෙකෙන් multiply කරන්නත් ඕනේ. එතකොට negative 6p. Right? Then plus 9. So that's the answer. y minus 1 square. So we get y square here, negative y, multiply that by 2, we get what? Negative 2y plus 1. Then e, 2a plus 3 whole thing square. So we get what? 4a squared, multiply these two, we get what? 6a, again multiply that by 2, we get 12a plus 9. So here we have to square this. So this becomes what? 9b squared plus multiply these two. We get what? 6b. But නම් පැත්තකින් ලියාගන්න. ඒක ඊට පස්සේ දෙකෙන් multiply කරන්න ඕන. 12b we get 12b. දැන් මෙතන බය වෙන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. right? මොකද බය වෙන්න දෙයක් නැහැ කිව්වේ. අපි මෙයාවම ගමු. 3b plus 2. right? So square. right? So if we take each of these terms, this one is a positive, this one is also positive. So when we expand this, all terms will be what? Positive. If we take negative 3b plus 2 square and 3b negative 2 square, right? You can see we have one term in both of these instances. One term is what? Negative. right? එතකොට එක ටර්ම් එකක් හරි නෙගටිව් වුණොත් එහෙම අනිවාර්යෙන් මෙතන නෙගටිව් ටර්ම් එකක් තියෙනවාම නෙගටිව් ටර්ම් එකක් මේ වගේ සිනෑරියෝ එකක් ආව නැත්නම් ඔයාලා එක්ස්පෑන්ඩ් කරලා තියෙනවා වැරදි. මෙහෙම එකක් ආවොත් negative 3b minus 2 whole thing square. Now both terms are negative. Definitely all the terms will be what? Positive. Then we have f. Then we have g. This is minus 1. So when after we do the expansion, right, we will get a negative term. So this becomes what? 9x squared minus 3x into 2. This becomes what? 6x plus 1. So we have a negative value. So definitely we will get a negative term here. So this becomes what? 16m squared, right, minus 40m plus 25. So that's the answer. Okay. So I, what do we have? 3p plus 4q whole thing square. So 3p square, that becomes what? 9p square. Multiply these two, 12pq. Again multiply that by 2. This becomes what? 24pq plus 16q square. 5m square, that becomes what? 25m square. We have to multiply these two. So 15mn, that's a negative value. Then we have to multiply that by 2. So negative 30mn plus 9n square. So here this becomes what? 4y square, that's a positive value. Then multiply these two. We get what? 10y, negative 10y. Multiply that again by 2. Negative 20y. plus 25. So this becomes what? දැන් බලන්න මෙතන මේ හැම එකෙම මෙතන නෙගටිව් තියෙනවා මේ අනිවාර්යෙන් expand කරපුවම නෙගටිව් terms එනවා මෙතනත් එහෙමයි. So this becomes 9a squared minus, when we multiply these two, what? It will be negative 15ab, again multiply that by 2, negative 30ab plus 25b squared, right? So the first term 9m squared. Multiply these two, we get what? Negative 3mn. Again multiply that by 2. So we get what? 6mn plus n square. So both of the terms are what? Both of the terms are, if we take one binomial expression, right? Both of the terms are what? Negative. දැන් මේ කියන ළමයි මොකද්ද? මේ කියන්නේ negative 5m 6n times negative 5m 6n කියන එකනේ නේ. එතකොට එක term මෙතන terms දෙකම මොනවද? Negative terms. එතකොට මේක expand කරපුවාම all the terms will be what? Positive. So this becomes what? 25m squared positive. Then 5m into 6n, that is what? 30mn. Negative into negative, that becomes positive. මේකත් දෙකෙන් වැඩි වෙන්න ඕන. එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? Positive 60mn. Positive 60mn. Positive 36n square. Right. So that is the end of exercise 4.2. Right. Exercise 4.3. to question number 3. Write down a term suitable for the blank space in each of the expressions. Right, so we have several parts. So part A. So we have x plus 3 whole thing square, right? So we have been given x squared plus 6x, right? So this is the last term, that's the thing they are asking. So we know this should be what? 9, right? Then part B, we have what? Y plus 2 whole thing square. So the term in the middle, it should be what? Y into 2 or 2 into y multiplied by 2. So y into 2, that is 2y. Again multiplied by 2, that becomes what? 4y. Right, then C. So we have m minus 5 whole thing square, right? Then we have m squared minus 10m and a space, right? So they are asking the last term, so it should be what? 25. 5 square, right? So 5 into 5, we know that is obviously 25, but here negative into a negative, the answer is a positive one, right? So we know here we have what? 16, right? So that's not a thing that they are asking, but we know that this is what? 16, and we know when we talk about squares of binomial expressions, the last term, right? When we have two terms in one binomial expression, right? And we talk about squaring that, right? The last term, how do we get it? Square in the last term, no? See here, we have negative 5. So how do we got the last term? 5 times 5, 25. Negative into negative, positive 25. So here we know, we can see the last term is 16. So this should be what? 4. Already? So we can see, right, that there's a positive between these two terms, right? So we know, we can guess that all the terms are positive when we expand this, right? So here, this is 25, so this should be what? Plus 5. So this is the term that they are asking. So we know we can get that by what? Square rooting x squared. So that will be what? X. Okay. So we know we can get this space, or we can fill that space by what? By squaring negative 3. So 3 into 3, we know that is 9. Negative into negative, that is plus. Or negative 3 into negative 3, we know that is what? Positive 9. So this is what? 9, right? So this is x squared, right? So we can get this term here by what? By getting the square root of x squared. That is what? X. So we can see here the term is 16. So we can calculate this term by getting what? Square root of 16, right? So that is what? 4. Exercise 4.2, question number 4. Write each of the following as a square of a binomial expression and find the value, right? 21 square. Okay, so we can write this as what? 20 plus 1 whole thing square, right? So square of 20, that is what? 20 into 20, we know that is 400, right? So here we have 400. Then 20 into 1 multiplied by 2. 20 times 2, that is what? 40. Plus 1. So what is the answer here? 441. So we can rewrite this as what? 100 plus 2 whole thing square. So square of 100, that is what? 10,000. Multiply 100 by 2, again by 2, what do we get? 400 plus 400 plus 4. So this is what? 10,404. So we can write 17 squared as what? 20 minus 3 whole thing square. Right? So the first term should be what? අපි shortcut එක දන්නවනේ. මෙයා වර්ග වෙන්න ඕන. කියන්නේ මෙයා square වෙන්න ඕන. That means this becomes 400. Right? Then definitely there will be a minus. අය මෙතන තියෙන minus එකන්නේ. So there will be a negative term. 20 into 3, that is what? 60. Right? 20 into 3, that is 60. Again we have to multiply that by 2. So we get what? Minus 120 plus 9. Right? So 100 minus 120, that is what? 280. 280 plus 9, that is what? 289. එමණත් ඕක මෙහෙම ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. 17 square. So we can get this value by writing like this. 15 plus 2 whole thing twice. So 15 square, that is what? 225. Then 15 into twice, that is what? 30. 30 again multiplied by 2, that is what? 60 plus 4. Right? So 225 plus 60, that is what? 285. 285 plus 4, that is what? 289. මේ ක්‍රම දෙකෙන්ම අපිට ආන්සර් එක ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So this is another way we can get the answer. මේ දෙකෙන් ඕන එකක් ඈ. So we can rewrite this as what? 100 minus 2 whole thing square. 100 squared is what? 10,000 minus 100 into 2, that is 200. 200 into twice, that is 400. Negative 2 square, that is what? Positive 4. 10,000 minus 400, that is what? 9,600. 9,600 plus 4, that is what? 9,604. 9.9 square. Right? So we know if we take the number 10 and subtract 0.1 from that, the answer will be what? 9.9. එතකොට මෙන්න මේක තමයි අපිට ගන්න වෙන්නේ. Right? So 10 minus 0.1, square that. So 10 square, that is what? 100. Right? ඊළඟට 10 times 0.1, that is what? 1. Multiply that by 2, we get what? 2. 100 minus 2. Okay? Then 0.1 square. Right? So what is the answer here? 0.01. So we have to add that. Right? So 100 minus 2, that is what? 98. 98 plus 0.01, that is what? 98.01. That's the answer. Right. Question number 5. If the length of a side of a square-shaped room is given as within brackets 2a plus 3b meters, write down an expression for the area of the room in terms of a and b and expand it. Right. Right. So what do we have to do? We have to find the area. Right. Area. That is what? 2a plus 3b into 2a plus 3b. මේ කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? 2a plus 3b whole thing squared, no? Right. So we have to expand this. So we can use the short method, right? So first term 2a squared, we know that is what? 4a squared. Then what do we have to do? 2a multiplied by 3b multiplied by 2. So here we get what? Here we get 6ab into twice. So that is what? 12ab plus 9b square. Right? So here, this is square meters. So that's the answer. Verify the following for the values. A equals 2 and b equals 3. So here we have what? A equals 2, b equals 3. Okay, so now we will move to the second part. Negative a negative b square equals a square plus 2ab plus b square. Right, so the values are the same, no? Right, here also a is what? 2, then b is what? 3. Alright, so this is the left hand side. So left hand side, negative 2, negative 3. Negative 2, negative 3, whole thing into square, right? So negative 2, negative 3. This is what? Negative 5 square negative 5. So we get what? Positive 25. So the left hand side is positive 25. Then the right hand side, a square, that means 2 square, plus 2, a is again 2, b is 3, plus 3 square. So 4 plus 2 times 2, that is 4, 4 times 3, that is 12, plus 9. So here we get what? 16, 16 plus 9 is what? 25. Right? So we can clearly say left hand side is equal to right hand side. Miscellaneous questions. So we have to do a verification, right, for each of the following cases, right? එහෙනම් අපි left hand side එක ගමු. left hand side. එතකොට මෙතන අපි ඉස්සලාම x එක මොකක්ද කියලා ලියාගමු. x is equal to what? 3, y is equal to 2. Okay? So 2 into x is 3 plus 3 into y is 2. Then x plus y, x is what? 3, y is 2. So 2 times 3, that is 6. 3 times 2, that is also 6. 3 plus 2, that is 5. So here we get what? 12 into 5, so we get 60. So left hand side, that is what? 60. Okay, so now we will take the right hand side. So that is what? 2 into x square. So that is what? 3 times 3. Plus 5, x is what? 3, y is 2. Plus 3 into y square, that is 2 times 2. Right? So 3 times 3, that is 9. 9 times 2, that is 18. Plus 5 times 3, that is 15. 15 times 2, that is what? That is 30. Plus 3 times 2, that is 6. 6 times 2, that is 12. Now 18 plus 12, we know that is 30. 30 plus 30, we know that is 60. Right? Left hand side is equal to right hand side. Values are different. So this will be part 2. May part 2 එක values ටික වෙනස්. Right. මෙතන x කියලා කියන්නේ 5, y කියලා කියන්නේ බිඳුව. හරි. එහෙනම් අපි left hand side එක ගමු. Right? Left hand side. ඒක මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? 2 into x is what? 5 plus 3 times 0. ඊළඟට x කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? 5 plus y is what? 0. එතකොට මෙතන එනවා මොකක්ද? 2 times 5, that is 10. 3 times 0, that is 0. Into 5 times 0, එතකොට 5. එතකොට මෙතන තියෙන multiplication එක. So 10 into 5, that is what? 50. So left hand side එක වෙන්නේ 50. Then we have right hand side. 2 x square. Here x is what? 5 times 5 plus, right? Hari. ඊළඟට 5 x is what? 5 y is 0 plus 3 y is what? 0 into 0. Okay? So 5 times 5, that is 25. 25 times 2, we know that is 50. එතකොට මෙතන 0 එකකින් multiply වෙනවනේ. එතකොට අපිට එනවා බිඳුවක්. මෙතන 0 එකකින් multiply වෙනහම අපිට එනවා බිඳුවක්. එතකොට ඔක්කොම ටික මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? right hand side එක 50යි. මෙතනත් ඒ වගේම තමයි. left hand side is equal to right hand side. හැම වෙලාවෙම මේවා ලියා ගන්නකොට කල්පනාවෙන් ලියා ගන්න. ඊළඟ substitute කරනකොටත් එහෙමයි. So here x is 1, y is 1. Right? So we will do the left hand side. That means this side. 2 into 1 plus 3 into 1. Then x is 1, y is also 1. So here we got what? 2 times 3 times 2. So 5 times 2. Ne? 5 times 2, we get what? 10. Then right hand side. 2 x is what? Square, no? 1 times 1 plus 5 1 times 1 plus 3 1 times 1. So 2 plus 5 plus 3, so that is 10. Alright. So now left hand side is equal to right hand side. Right? So now we have x negative 1, y negative 2. Right. So left hand side, so what is that? 2x is what? Negative 1. We make a මෙහෙම දාගමු. මේ වගේ negative 1 plus 3 into y is what? Negative 2. Then negative 1 plus negative 2. Right? Okay. So here, this is what? 2 into 1, we know that's a 2. That's a negative 2. Right? So 3 into 2, we know that's a 6, but positive into negative, that is negative. Right? Okay. Then here, this is negative 3. නැත්නම් මේ වරන්ට් එක නැති කරලා කමන්නේ negative 3. මේ multiplication එක. So මෙතනින් එනවා මොකද්ද? negative 8 into negative 3, 24. So that's a positive value. So the left hand side, that is what? Now we will take the right hand side. Right? So we have what? 2x square, that means what? Negative 1 into negative 1 plus 5 negative 1 into y is what? Negative 2 plus 3 negative 2 into negative 2. Right? Negative 1, that's a positive 1. Positive 1 into 2, that is positive 2. Right? So negative 2 into negative 1, that is negative 2. Negative 2 into 5, that is what? Negative 2 into negative 1, that is positive 2. Positive 2 into 5, that is what? Positive 10. Right? So 2 times 2, that is 4. Negative into negative, that is positive 4. Positive 4 times positive 3, that is 12. So here we get what? 24. So here also, left hand side is equal to right hand side. Each of the following squares of binomial expressions with fractional coefficients as a product of two binomial expressions and simplify it. Right? So just as before, here in the book, it has given to you as this, half into x. අනේ එතකොට මේක මෙහෙම තියෙනවනේ මෙහෙම ලියාගෙන වැඩේ කරන එක ලේසි. Same thing නා. Same thing. Right? ඒ කියන්නේ මේ දෙන්න එකයි ඈ. So this is a squaring now. So x by 2 or half of x into y. Right. Now from here to here, here to here. Half of x into half of x and then to 1. Right? So අපි ඒක පැටර්න් එකකට වෙන තැනක් කරන්නේ half of x into half of x. So x squared by 4. Right? So x squared by 4. ඊළඟට මෙයාගෙන් මෙයාට x by 2 into y plus xy by 2. Then here to here and here to here. So y into x plus 2. So we get what? xy by 2. xy by 2 plus y square. Then මෙයාලා බලන්න මේ like terms. Right? මොකද්ද මේ? Half to half, we know that's a complete one. මෙතනත් ඒ වගේම තමයි. Right? So x squared by 4 plus xy plus y squared. So that's the answer to the first part. Right? So a by 3 minus b into a by 3 minus b. Right? So from here to here, here to here. Right? That means what? A by 3 into a by 3. So a squared by 9. So this is a squared by 9. A by 3 into b. So ab by 3, but this is a negative one. Positive value into a negative. Right? Positive into negative. So this is a negative. So negative AB by 3, then B into A by 3. B into A by 3. Here B is a negative, A by 3 that's positive. Right? So here we get what? AB by 3, that's a negative. So negative AB by 3. ඊළඟට negative B into negative B. So this is what? Positive B square. Right. මේ මොකක් වගේද මේ මෙයාලා? These are what? Like terms. Right? කොට මොකද කරන්නේ? මේ වගේ මෙයාලා. A third into a third. So we get what? 2/3. Right? So this is what? A squared by 9. But these are negatives. Negative 2AB by 3 plus B square. Right. Question number 2, part 3. This is the expression that we have to simplify. So we can write this as what? M by 4 minus 2N by 3. Then M by 4 minus 2N by 3. So from here to here, then here to here. Right? So M by 4 into M by 4. ඉස්සලාම නිකන් fraction එක ලියා ගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ලකුණ ලියා ගන්න. හරි? එතන මෙතන ඉන්නේ මොකද්ද? M squared by 16 and also this is a positive value. Right? So M squared by 16, right? Then M by 4 into 2N by 3. So 2 times 1 and 2 times 2. So Mn by 6. හැබැයි එතන මෙයා positive value එකක් මෙයා negative value එකක්. එතන මෙතන තියෙනවා negative Mn by 6. මෙයාගේ මෙයා. Right? So 2N by 3 into M by 4. So this is a negative value and this is a positive value. Right? 2 times 1 and 2 times 2. So here we get what? Mn by 6, but this is a negative value. Negative Mn by 6. Right? ඊළඟට එයාගෙම multiply වෙනවා 2n by 3 into 2n by 3. This is a negative and this is a negative. So the answer is a positive. Right? එතකොට මෙතන මොකක්ද? 4n squared by 9. 4n squared by 9. මෙතන මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ එතකොට? Negative Mn by 6 plus negative Mn by 6. හරි? එතකොට මෙතන මොකක්ද? කොහොමද අපි ගන්නෙ? Negative Mn එක දෙකක් තියෙනවා by 6. So we can further simplify this as what? Mn by 3, but it's a negative value. So M squared by 16 minus Mn by 3 plus 4n squared by 9. Right. So before we do this question, right, I will take a binomial expression something like this, x plus 4. Right. So we know after simplifying this, we will get something like this, x squared plus 8x plus 16. Now imagine that you haven't been given the last term and also the binomial expression. Right? So how do we get the last term? You know this. අපි මේව කතා කරා. Right? So we will take the middle term. Right? Which is 8x. So the coefficient of the middle term, that is what? 8. That means the coefficient of x. x ගේ coefficient එක වෙන්නේ 8 නේ. අපි ඒ number එක අරගෙන එයාව දෙකෙන් බෙදනවා. එතකොට එනවා 4. එයාව වර්ග කරනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් එයාව ස්ක්වයර් කරනවා. අන්න ඒ number එක තමයි මෙතනින් ඉන්නේ. plus 16. දැන් මෙතන plus අන්න මෙතන plus එක කොහොමද plus නේ? right? එහෙනම් මෙතනින් අපිට කෙලින්ම x plus 4 whole thing into twice. එහෙම නැත්නම් x plus 4 squared කියන binomial expression එක ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරි. දැන් අපි ගණන් ටිකට යමු. Right. Part 1. So here what's the middle term? 6x. What's the coefficient of x? 6. So we divide this by 2. Then we get what? 3. Then we square this. ඒක තමයි මෙතනට එන්නේ. එහෙනම් මේ මොකද? 9. So this is positive. This is also positive. මෙතනත් තියෙන positive. එහෙනම් මෙතන එන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද? 3 කියන එක. මෙයාගේ square root එක තමයි මෙතනට එන්න ඕනේ. Right? Just as before, we will take the middle term 8y. Right? So what's the coefficient of y? 8. So we divide this by 2. So we get 4. Then we square it. ඒක තමයි මෙතන ඉන්නේ 16. දැන් මෙතන ප්ලස් හන්ද මේ දෙන්න කොහොමදත් ප්ලස් වෙලා එන්නේ. මෙයා 16 නම් මෙයාගේ ස්ක්වයර් රූට් එක තමයි මෙතන තියෙන්න ඕන. that means 4. හරි. එහෙනම් මෙතන මොකක්ද තියෙන්න ඕන? sorry මෙතන මොකක්ද දෙන්න ඕන? so this is x squared. එහෙනම් මෙතන මොකක්ද දෙන්න ඕන? x. right? so we know these two terms. එහෙනම් මෙතන මොකක්ද දෙන්න ඕන? 5 times x into twice 10x. බලන්න මෙතන තියෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? y squared. එහෙනම් එයාගේ square root එක තමයි මෙතන ඉන්න ඕනේ. එහෙනම් මෙතන තියෙන x squared එහෙනම් බය වෙන්න එපා මෙතනට දාන්න මොකද්ද? x. එහෙනම් මෙතනට එන්නේ මොකද්ද? 2xy. Right. Question number 4 of miscellaneous questions. For each of the following expressions, determine the term that should be added so that it can be written as a square of a binomial expression. Add the relevant term to the given expression and then write it as a square of a binomial expression. The last term, right? අපි તો මේ කතා කරා. So we will take the middle term 6x, then the coefficient which is 6. So we will divide this by 2, right? So then we will get 3. Then we have to square this. So this becomes what? 9. මේ 9 තමයි මෙතනට එන්න ඕනේ. So here this is positive, no? So this is also positive. What will be the binomial expression? X plus 3 square. අපි මේක ගන්න දන්නවනේ. Okay. So 8y, right? Just as before, we take the middle term 8y, then the coefficient of y, which is 8. So we will divide that by 2. Then we get what? 4. Then we square this. ඒක තමයි මෙතනට එන්නේ. Plus 16. දැන් මෙතනින් මෙයාව ගන්න පුළුවන් නේ. X plus 4 square. හැමදාම මෙන්න මේ කතන්දරේ මතක තියාගන්න. හරි. Middle term එක ගන්න 10m. What's the coefficient of m? That is 10. Divide that by 2. Right? So what do we get? 5. So we have to square that. එයා තමයි මෙතනට එන්නේ. So this is positive. So also this will be what? Positive 25. දැන් මෙයාගෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් අපිට binomial expression එක. Right? M plus 5 square. So here we have what? Part 4. A squared minus 4a, then a blank. Right. So now what's the middle term? Minus 4a. So what do we take? We take the coefficient. The coefficient is what now? Negative 4. So we will divide that by 2. What do we get? Negative 2. Positive value divided by negative value, we get a negative value. And the මෙයා square කරොත් මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? Positive 4. මෙතන මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? Positive 4. Right? මෙයාගෙන් අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් මොකක්ද? Binomial expression එක. So a minus 2. මෙතන minus තියෙනවා නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් මෙයා minus වෙන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් ওই වැඩේ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් බලන්න අපි මේකේ middle term එක තමයි ගන්න ඕන 4xy. හැබැයි කලින් ඒවා වගේ නෙමෙයි we have a y here no. So we have to consider දැන් x අපිට අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. x කොහොමදත් එනවනේ. මෙතන අපි x ගන්නෙ නැහැ. අපි ගන්නෙ මොකක්ද? 4y කියන එක නා ගන්නවා. දැන් මේවා තමයි මේ ගණන් හදන ක්‍රම. Right? So 4y we have to divide by 2. So what do we get? 2y. Now we have to square this. Right? 2y by 2y. Then what do we get? 4y square plus 4y square. Then making අපි binomial expression එක ගන්න ඕන. කොහොමද ගන්නෙ? x plus 2y. කලින් වගේම තමයි. අපි ගන්නවා 12pq, but that's a negative one. So here we have p. එතකොට මෙතනින් අපි ගන්නෙ මොකද්ද? negative 12q කියන එක තමයි ගන්නෙ. So we will divide that by 2. So what do we get? Negative 6q. මේක දාන්සක නැහැ. We have to square this whole thing. සම්පූර්ණ එකම square කරන්න ඕන. That means negative 6q into negative 6q. So what do we get? Positive 36q square. And also we have to come up with the binomial expression, no? Square of that. So P, so we have a minus, no? Minus 6q whole thing square. Then නිකන් බලන්න මේකෙන් මෙයා වෙනවද කියලා. හරි? So p square then p into 6q. P into 6q multiply that by 2. Right? So that's negative 12pq, right? Plus 36q square. Right, next question. Find the value of x squared plus y squared when x plus y is equal to 5 and xy is equal to 6. Right, so this is the expression that we need to find the value of. So these are the values that they have been given to us. Right, so we know x plus y is equal to 5. So then we will square both of these sides. Right? So here what do we get? X squared plus 2xy plus y squared, that is equal to what? 25. So xy is what? 6. So x squared plus 2 into xy means 6 plus y squared, that is equal to 25. So that means x squared plus 12 plus y squared, that is equal to 25. So that means x squared plus y squared, that is equal to what? 13. Okay, next question. Find the value of a squared plus b squared when a minus b is equal to 3 and ab is equal to 28. Right, so this is the expression that we need to find the value of, and these are the things that they have been given to us. Right? So I will take a minus b, that is equal to 3, then I will square both of these sides. So here what do we get? A squared minus 2ab plus b squared, that is equal to what? 9. So that means a squared minus 2 into 28 plus b squared, that is equal to what? 9. So that means a squared plus b squared, that is equal to what? 9. 2 into 28, that is 56. So that is a negative 56. So when that negative 56 goes to the other side, it becomes what? Positive 56. Right? So I will continue over here. So that means what? A squared plus b squared, that is equal to what? 65. Right. So now they are asking the value of x plus y, right? When x squared plus y squared is equal to what? 25 and xy is equal to 12. Right. So we can write it as this. Let's take x plus y. අපිට මෙතන වර්ග දෙකක් දීලා තියෙනවා. වර්ග දෙකක් පද දෙකක් වර්ග කරලා එකතුවක් දීලා තියෙනවා. We have two terms. Each of those terms have been squared and added together. ඒතර තමයි 25ක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් අපි ගමු මෙන්න මෙහෙම. X plus y squared gum, right? So this is what? X squared plus 2xy plus y squared. හරි. එතකොට දැන් මෙන්න මේ ටික අපි දන්නවා. X squared plus y squared plus 2xy. මේ ටික කොච්චරක්ද? 25යි. මේ ටික කොහොමද එන්නේ? 2 into 12. So what? 25 plus 24, that is what? 49. So we get the answer as 49. So this is not the answer, sorry. So the මොකක්ද? X plus y squared. They are asking what? X plus y. So x plus y squared is what? 49. Then x plus y is what? Square root of 49, which is 7. Right? So they are asking here what are the values of k and what are the values of q. Then මෙන්න මේ term එක මොකක්ද කියලා අහනවා, මේ term එක මොකක්ද කියලා අහනවා. Right. So we will take x squared plus 6x plus q. Now we will take this 6x. Okay? So what is the coefficient of x? That is 6. We know, right? We know how to get the value q. As an example, if I take x plus 4 whole thing square. So how do we do this? Right? We know we have to square x. So it is x squared. Then multiply these two together, 4x. Multiply that by 2, 8x. Then plus 16. Imagine, right? Imagine that you haven't been given this last portion, last term. මේ 16 කියන එක දුන්නේ නැත්නම් කොහොමද අපි හොයාගන්නේ? මේක දන්නවා ඔයාලා. හරි? මේක දන්නවා. මොකද ගන්නේ? Let's take the middle term which is 8x and we will consider only what? The coefficient. So the coefficient of x is what? 8. So we will divide this by 2. Then we will get 4. Then we have to square this. 16 අන්න එනවා මෙතන ඉන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඒ වැඩේම තමයි උතනත් කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. හරි? So the coefficient of x that will be 6. So we will take 6 and divide it by 2. So we will get 3. Then we have to square that. එතකොට මෙතන q ට මොකක්ද එන්නේ? q will be 9. එතකොට q 9 නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් මෙතන k මොකක්ද? 3. එතකොට නෝ වැඩේ වෙන්නේ හරියටනේ. අපි ගමු x plus 3 square අපි මේක expand කරොත් මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? x squared plus 6x plus 9. දැන් එතකොට ගානේ ඇත්තටම මොකද්ද දීලා තියෙන්නේ? මෙන්න මේ term එක මොකද්ද කියන්න හොයලා තියෙන්නේ. අහනවා මෙන්න මේ term එක මොකද්ද කියන්න අහනවා. දැන් එතකොට මේ ගාන දැක්කහම දැන් බලන්න මේකේ value එකනේ අපෙන් අහන්නේ. මෙයා තමයි අපෙන් අහන්නේ. එතකොට පොඩ්ඩක් තේරෙන්න ඕනේ දැන් මෙන්න මේක square කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. right? So we will take t plus 1 by t and square it. If we square one side, do the same thing to the other side. So make up square කරන්න දන්නවා t square. mathematics කොහොමද ගන්නේ? t into 1 by 2, 1 by t, multiply that by 2. Right? So we get what? Plus 2 plus 1 by t square. දැන් බලන්න අපිට ඕනේම ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ මේ t square 1 by t square. So this is equal to what? 4. So t squared plus 1 by t squared plus 2 minus 2, 4 minus 2. So we can cancel out the 2. So t squared plus 1 by t squared, that is equal to what? 2. So the answer is 2. Right, so that is the end of the questions. Right? මම මෙතන පොඩ්ඩක් මේක පෙවුන්නේ නැත්නම් මම මෙතනින් පොඩ්ඩක් ආපහු ලියන්නම්. හරි? මෙතන තියෙන්නේ t squared plus 1 by t squared plus 2 minus 2. So this is equal to what? 4 minus 2. So we can cancel out the 2's. So t squared plus 1 by t squared, that is equal to what? 2. This is the answer.